Hello, Ian. Welcome to the Calgary Folk Club. We're super excited to have you join us live on the 14th of March.
Excited to return, Suze. Thanks.
And speaking of return, I know that you came post-COVID when our numbers are really low, so we're hoping to have a really good turnout that night for a bit of maritime music with you. And Lucy McNeil is also on the bill that night. But you've been super busy in the last couple of years.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as we were just talking pre-chat here, pre-recording, I believe the original booking was for March 2020. Don't know what happened there, but certainly that was a journey even to that first show. So excited to be coming back under different circumstances this time around. And yeah, it's been a busy few years since we finally got to do that show. I released another record called Nerve, which is an instrumental album, a very different record for me.
Yeah, really
Um,
nice departure. I got to hear some pieces from it live when I was there for the Music Newfoundland week, and just went wow. And what was really cool was looking around the room and seeing how mesmerized the delegates were, expecting you to come out as the singer-songwriter we all know and love, and then this whole other aspect, which makes sense when you think about you do a lot of writing for film. I know you're a film producer as well as writing for film. Um, what can listeners expect at the show? Do you do some of the works from Nerve as well as your singer-songwriter? Are you blending the two?
yeah, it's interesting how many people go, is this what you're doing now? It's a kind of a funny thing, we're a species that likes to categorize and put things in boxes and I get it, when we all first came along, we went, don't eat the red berries, they'll kill you, eat the blueberries. We like to categorize humans to understand things, but for me it's all a lot more fluid than that, as you said. I mean, I've done a lot of work in the studio with other artists as a music producer and then as a film composer is something that I've probably been doing that 10 to 12 years, but certainly more since the pandemic, like a significantly exponentially more of that work. So really Nerve grew out of that. It is an instrumental record fully. It uses, sort of prepared pianos and electronics and strings and other things that, from influences are more like Nils Fromm or Olafur Knowles or these kind of artists, Scandinavia, Europe, that sort of thing. So just the music that I've really been listening to a lot myself over the last 3 or 4 years very intensely. And so, but that doesn't mean that, the past me is fully gone. Of course, it doesn't work that way. One lives a life, hopefully a long one. you know and to be honest, I suppose, to try to actually answer your question, I mean, some of the artists that I idolize most are artists like Daniel Lemois, and I would think that in terms of what we're talking about here would be the most direct Canadian comparison, someone who obviously is a brilliant singer-songwriter, and also does really trippy electronic ambient stuff often in the same set, especially in latter years. When the last time I saw him live, it was a mixture of both. Halfway through the show, he said, "It's time to get weird for a few minutes," and I loved that so much. And I
Uh,
left that show really feeling like I really got the full meal deal. I really got all the itches scratched and all that. So I guess if there was like, a sort of person I was aspiring to, in terms of approach, I guess. I'm not saying sound or anything else, but yeah, it would be something like that. So hoping to do some kind of show like that in Calgary.
well, we're super looking forward to it. Folks could come live on the 14th of March, but we also do a live stream, and that link is good for 72 hours following. So anybody anywhere in the world who is a big fan of Ian Foster can join us. The link is below. And if you aren't already a fan of Ian Foster, I suggest you go and give some, not you, but I suggest the other folks that are listening to this, go give a listen because they will become one very quickly. We're super excited to have you join us at the Calgary Folk Club. And thanks for joining me here today, Ian.
Thanks, Suze. And if I can just add, and you can cut this if you have to for time, but I still think back to when I performed there before, and I have this memory of, I think it was your monitor person, and I'm forgetting his name right now, but I remember just sound checking on the piano this particular song. And afterwards, he was like, I loved how you were, keeping this thing going in the bass and you were doing this thing. And he kind of gave me like a standing chat about the actual musicality of the song. And I thought, man, I've done a lot of shows, but I've rarely had a chat with a monitor person who was that musically invested and musically interested in just having that chat right there in sound check. And I think that really speaks to the caliber of both the, I guess, the volunteers or employees or whatever with the Calgary Folk Club. It is a special place. So looking forward to coming back.
Well, super thanks for that. I will pass that along to our sound team. And yeah, they are pros, and we really want to make sure that we bring the very best of our artists to our audiences. So thanks for that. Take care, and
Of course.
we will see you in March.
Thanks.